I'm excited already. Hey, everybody. So y'all know we've been talking because typically I don't even have my guest on the screen with me when I introduce, but I've known this lady. We've known each other
A long
a
time.
very long,
Long time. You
long
didn't
time.
have a son yet.
I did not.
No, he was in
He's,
your belly. He was prior to that, even before then. Even
girl,
before.
he was 20. He is 21. So that further lets you
So
know.
it's been a long time. We
It's
were
been a
kids.
long time. Yes. Guys,
We
I
were
am
kids.
so excited. About my guest on the show. Like we said, we've known each other for a very long time. We honestly, if we be honest, we pretty much grew up together. You know,
Yeah.
our lives were just intertwined with church. That's all we really did. Back and forth in somebody's
Choir.
choir. And so to have maintained some level of contact with her, to have watched her grow, be creative, now this amazing chef giving, and I hope you receive this the way I give it to you, giving the amazing big girl sexy vibes that you give. I'm just like, oh my God, I got to talk to her because
I'll take the girl. I'll take
girl,
the.
your photos I be like, I need to get my eyebrow game together because
Oh, shouts out to Erica because she keep my eyebrows together, honey, because I'm not good at that at all.
they are fabulous.
The
Guys,
Glamatician. Y'all need to go hit up.
what's her name?
The Glamatician.
The Glamatician.
Yes, Glamatician Studios. Go hit her up.
Yes,
That's what keeps
Glamatician.
my makeup and my eyebrows together.
Oh, well, she does a fabulous job. Guys, welcome to
Thank you.
Happy Belly Chef Karen Barrett.
Hey.
Girl. So what first started drawing me to your attention, honey, was these posts about men and however you felt when you woke up, whatever you were in the need of, came out in an Instagram post. And I said, this lady here.
Let's just say that was my therapy. Like I have a friend who's told me before that he can always tell when I'm dealing with something in my head because my posts get crazy. But my posts are always honest. They are always honest. If I'm not dealing with it personally, I know somebody else who is. So we can just all laugh together.
Okay. So let's talk, Karen. So what part of Memphis are you from? Talk about your upbringing, that type of thing. Where are you you're the oldest, youngest, middle?
So I am the oldest of three. I have a brother and a sister, and I'm always going to say have, even though my brother's
Yes.
no longer with me.
Yes.
I'm a preacher's kid. I've been a pastor's kid the majority of my life. If you judge me, judge your mammy. I've always been put up front. You know, my parents raised us that way in church. Like, I'm not afraid to talk to anybody, be around anybody, because in church is the first place I had to do it. That's what they did. You know, you had your Easter speeches, you had to lead a song, you had to be a usher, you had to do everything. Nobody else was there. And
That's right.
I think they kind of just laid the foundation to be who I am. And then coming from a musical family, the fact that we all sang, my parents always had us at somebody's program, somebody's musical. Oh, such want you to sing today. We didn't get regular Saturday morning cartoons all the time like everybody else. We always had something to do. If you think about it within my family, I guess I've always been the rebel because I was always the why. Why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? And then growing up, I was like a romance novel head. So
Really?
I was a bookworm. Like my brother and my sister would get mad at me, honey, because they wanted to be in there playing church, and I wanted to be reading about Nancy and the Duke or whoever
Yeah.
becoming, this couple. Nancy was the maid or something. That was me. I was reading the fairy tales, trying to get away from them.
Wow.
But I grew up. My church was in the country. We were in the Arlington, Brunswick area. But I grew up in Raleigh. You know, everybody want to scream North Memphis, but Raleigh was my home for a long time.
Yeah.
Still is. You know, that's where my parents are. I don't live in the area anymore, but that's just what it is. And life just kind of brings you full circle. So now I'm a mommy of three. I am a chef by choice. I think that was just a gift that God gave me a long time ago The reason my business is what it is, the reason my personality is the way that it is I believe in giving somebody just a minute out of their day to be able to laugh and do something that's not what they have to deal with all the time.
Right.
You know, and I try my best to be for other people what I feel like I need at certain times. So that's why y'all get the memes. That's why y'all gonna get the food. That's why y'all gonna get these drinks. All of that.
But you wait. You got this one over here. What's on this side of you?
Oh, this is water. It's called Liquid Death, but it really is good water.
Liquid Death?
Girl, I saw it at Whole Foods. I almost didn't want to buy it, but it's spring water and it is so refreshingly good. It comes in a can like you're drinking a whole beer, but it's water.
Oh my God. Okay.
So I got water over here and I got my Crown Apple on the other side.
Okay. So let's go back to these books. So how were you getting access to these books? Were your parents okay with you reading romance novels?
They couldn't stop me from reading anything. I read everything. And I wasn't just reading 2 or 3 days at a time. No, ma'am. I remember one Christmas, my mom gave me a set of Babysitter's Club books, and it was all about a little girl named Karen. There were 6 books. I opened my gifts at 6 o'clock that morning. By 1 o'clock that afternoon, I was done.
Wow.
They couldn't give me enough to read. And you couldn't tell me read the Bible because I had already read it. So my aunt would go to like garage sales and get like big boxes full of books. And 9 times out of 10, they weren't even black books. They was the white romance novels, the for real, the horse and the
yes, I also said the horse, the big dresses.
Yes, the Fabio looking dudes on the cover. Fabio was on all the covers, baby. They gave him a different name in every story, but that's what I was reading. So I'll just say this: I became sexual extremely early in my mind because the books exposed me to stuff that I wasn't exposed to.
And what age was this?
Oh, child. I was reading like that at like 12, 13.
Wow. Okay.
12, 13. Like the content, I was reading books before then, but my content escalated quickly. I started out with like Laura Ingalls Wilder, Little House on the Prairie. I started off with those. I read all of her books, all of Judy Blume, all of the Babysitter's Club. But then what was left for children my age? You either had romance novels or the black authors that you really knew nothing about. We weren't exposed to black authors like that. But Elin Harris was one of the first ones that I was exposed to. And his books had some of everything in it. And the reason why I was exposed to him, this was in high school. My English teacher taught him. And she talked about him all the time. Her talking about him all the time made me start reading his books. And then I used to read his books. What's the other one? Kimberly, was it Roberson? Yeah. I started reading her books. Terry McMillan. I read all her stuff. So when the movie started coming out, I was like, this is not the book. This is not how it happened in the book. But I watched the movies anyway. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
But that was my escape. We was church 7 days a week. Yeah, I wanted to find something else to do. But couldn't have no boyfriend, none of that. All you had was the books.
Gotcha.
So I was a late bloomer. My friends was doing nasty stuff early, not Karen. But Karen was also the chubby girl back then. So my confidence wasn't like them. I didn't think that people would like me. Guys would like me like that. I was wrong, but I had it in my head that that's what it was.
Right.
I don't feel like that no more, though.
No, you don't.
I have not felt that way in a long time.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So did your rebel behavior get you in trouble a lot?
Well, I know my parents are not watching this broadcast, so I can share this little tidbit. To be perfectly honest, my mom was the creative. I was the one that gave my friends the lies and the logic for the stuff that we were doing. Wow. I was the one that could come up with the story to tell and be convincing. It was them I had to tell them, like, no, you can't do it like that. They're going to know we lying. You got to do it like this. But I had already had the book, so I knew what to do. So my mama caught on to that early. My daddy, not so much. She's not doing that. That's not her. No. Child.
So what is the craziest thing you did in your teens, like that high school era?
Not shit.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I didn't even lose my virginity until I was 18.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
And at that time, I had already gotten to college. I was at UT Martin, and I just basically had sex to get it over with.
Mm-hmm. Tired of being a virgin.
Tired of being a virgin. All my friends, I felt like they was just fucking. And to be honest, now that you're grown and you think back to it, girl, they weren't hardly doing nothing. Lying. Just like 40-some-year-old people lie on their bodies now about who they done been with. Just lying. They were doing that back then. But for some reason, I felt like I had to keep up with them.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't required. I didn't understand what God had given me. Like, I've always been people friendly. Back in college, I remember we used to hang out with this group of people that had a house, group of guys. And they literally had a meeting and said, because there were a couple of other girls that hung with us that were bigger. They were bigger than me. But I remember them having a meeting and sharing with one of the other friends in the group saying the two big girls can't come back to the house no more. We ain't talking about Karen. We cool with her. She cool as a mother. That's even back then. I did not understood. It had nothing to do with my size. I just allow people to be who they are.
Right.
Because growing up a preacher's kid, you feel judged. You can't do anything. You're on a pedestal. You a freak. You sneaky. You lie. That's not the case. Most of the times when we lying and hiding, it's because y'all nosy asses want to be the first ones to tell that you saw the pastor's daughter doing something. When you need to be worried about what's going on in your own house, because they doing 10 times more than what I'm doing. So that's how it ended up happening in general.
Okay. So let's talk about the 3 children you have. Let's have their names and their ages.
So I have Kaylin. She's 16. She'll be 17 in September. So I now have a high school senior. My 10-year-old, Casey. She'll be 11 in December. And then I have Ryan. She's 5. She'll be 6 next week. Now, the part that's hilarious to me is that everyone always talk about how much they look like me and my family. All 3 of them have a different daddy. And if I did not tell you, you would not know. Because my family's genes are just that strong.
They look just like you. My God.
Well, I got 3 other halves in there. That ain't no Barrett. And you don't think about that. But at 41 years old, I really haven't been in a lot of relationships. I've been in relationships with the 3 I got children by. That's what they all have in common. They all got me pregnant.
But you were in relationships with them.
Yes. I don't believe in wasting time. So I don't do relationships just because you say you like me, you like spending time with me, or I like you when I'm spending time with you. You can tell when something's gonna last and be something. Now the first one, I tried to make it be something when he clearly was not for me. The second one, we never really got to get into that because I made him pay for what happened with the first one.
Yeah.
And the third one, I was all in. I decided to go ahead and let those walls down. And ooh, baby, it just turned into something else. Ryan has a brother. They're the same age. They're 10 weeks apart. It turned into something completely, yes, ma'am. Turned into something completely different. And that's when I learned who I am.
Now, give me a little more. What do you mean by that?
I learned what it is I really want, what it is I really desire. It taught me patience to wait for it. It taught me patience to build myself to be who I need to be to get to that. Because right now at this stage in my life, I wouldn't want to hurt somebody else because I've been hurt. I've done that, you know, and I believe that the things that you put into the earth, you reap and you get back. And there is no more hurt that I want to get back. So I'm all about the laughs. I'm all about the love. I'm all about the building versus putting your blinders on to ignore the stuff that you really need to pay attention to. People talk about the 80-20 rule, but sometimes that 20 outweighs that 80.
Yes, ma'am.
And we don't pay attention to that.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's what I took the time. I took the time and I wasn't paying attention to that. So that's what this last relationship taught me a lot of. And I can't say that I haven't loved them with my whole heart. But at the same time, my heart got her ass whooped.
Mm.
I just ain't gonna play that game with nobody else.
So, as a mother, and we both have children, and going through a heartbreak, raising girls,
Daughters.
raising girls, how did you handle that?
Let's be for real. They've heard and seen some things that I wouldn't want them to hear and see because I didn't know what to do. My parents have been married 42 years. My mom right now is not the woman that she was 5 years ago. But one thing I hear coming out of my daddy's mouth is, that's my wife. I took those vows. It's my job. I do that. I'm not letting anybody else do this or be able to say this about what's going on in my marriage. And I know not, my dad had gastric bypass surgery 2014. And as heavy as he was 655 pounds. He has lost 3 people, baby. The more up he got, the more down my mama got. Like, I watched my daddy become like virile, happy, active, happy to be active. I can remember times in my childhood where we knew daddy wasn't going to go into a certain store because he had to walk too far. Mm-hmm. He was going to be tired and out of breath. That's not him now. But now, my mama can't stand up on her own. But you know who'll be right there taking care of her? Him. So I think about that now. That's more important to me now than how fine he is, how much money he got. Can he pick my ass up or not? No, I think about all those things.
Can he get me off the ground?
If it happens and I fall, can this motherfucker pick me up? Or is he gonna even care that he has to pick me up? Or it's the simple things. How was your day? Did you eat? And I have these discussions with my friends a lot, especially now. Everybody dealing with some kind of relationship, something. Yeah. But what I'm not going to do is deal with the same relationship shit I was dealing with when I was 25.
That's right.
I'm going to do that. Why? Right. Why are you wasting your time? Just to say you got somebody? You better learn how to be happy on your own. Because when they're gone, what you got?
Yourself.
What do you have?
Yeah.
There are people out here doing it. You think people don't get lonely? I get lonely. I'm a toucher. I'm a sensual person. I believe in all the senses. Everything for me, it's the smell, the look, the taste, the touch. It's all of that for me. And I don't like sleeping by myself. But I'm not going to put anybody else's energy in the bed with me just because I don't want to be by myself. Nah.
No. Not at this point in the game. No, ma'am.
No. And I just feel like, people used to make me feel bad. I used to let people make me feel bad about my pace. How long it takes you to do something, like you should be this by now, or you should be here by now. Makes you get into your own head. As long as you're able to wake up and move and get up, you got a whole start over. It don't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter how old you are. Because a lot of what you do physically starts right here.
Absolutely.
If you tell yourself that's what you're going to do today, you make sure you do it. I start out small. I don't make no big goals for today. It's small. Something as simple as making sure I clean my kitchen up before I lay down. If you did that, you did something for today. It's the little things. We just put everything is so in your face. Everybody want to know all your business, or they want to show off. They want to show the before and after picture. They don't want to show the work in the middle that it took to get there.
That's right.
That's where I am in life.
That's right.
I love to laugh though. That part ain't changed. We used to check people back then. It's the same now.
Grown checking. Okay. All right. So that's another transition that happened. You had kids, you ended relationships. And so let's talk. So what do you do like 9 to 5?
Happy Village Chef Karen is my life and has been since 2018. In the beginning, I still held on to that. You got to be there for everybody. It was hard to say no. I felt like I almost killed my brain at one point because I was trying to do too much, and the only hands and feet I had was mine. It's only so much you can do as one person. And I learned from that. I actually took a step back. COVID helped me out a lot, to be honest. When the world shut down, it had to sit me down and say, okay, so what you gonna do now?
Mm.
Just about all of the venues shut down. There were no more large gigs. Your money pretty much was cut off. So what you gonna do? You gonna go back to corporate America where their rebel spirit is not gonna allow Susie Ann to tell you what time to clock in and out. It just it wasn't gonna work for me. So I had to come into something different. And the reason why I developed the Happy Belly experience that I have now is I started doing it during COVID.
Yeah.
People started having stuff at home. I literally would show up to their house, cook what they want, set it up, and leave.
Wow.
And my brother and I really talked about that all the time because he loved decorating. I was never into that. I just always wanted to be about the food and the drinks. So it really was scary. And I didn't think about it until after I was getting ready to launch and I was doing my promo shoot. And I was like, I broke down crying at the end. I said, this is something that me and my brother talked about for 2 years about us doing together. And I'm doing it, not even realizing that this is what we wanted. This is where we wanted to be. So it was very emotional for me. This is my baby. Like, I take pride in what I do. It also makes me more visible. Not saying I wasn't visible before, but now people are more vocal about me being visible. But for me, it still boils back to the same thing is what my parents gave me. 3 things that I remember my daddy always telling me growing up, and he never changed it, was be yourself. In order to make friends, first show yourself friendly.
Yeah.
And always remember, one small gesture from you could change somebody's entire life and their whole perspective. And those are 3 things that I've always kept with me. I didn't always, want to listen to it. I know what they're talking about, but I was already doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about your most sensitive subject right now, the passing of your brother, and how you handled that. Because I'm not going to say how you did. I mean, that's an everyday process.
As recent as today. I still the reason why it's so sensitive is I still feel like we had so much more to do.
Yeah.
And with what I'm dealing with in my life right now, out of my family, not saying that there's no less love from any other one in there. My brother was always my biggest push, my biggest cheerleader, my biggest piece of encouragement within my immediate family. We could talk for hours and literally come up with a plan. Like, even in the midst of my last relationship, the reason why I moved to Nashville was because of his encouragement. Like, I needed to be able to get somewhere to take myself out of the situation, to get myself together. Because if not, I was going to die. I was literally laying on the couch every day with my back facing everybody, crying most of the day. You got your then 12-year-old daughter saying, Mommy, it's okay. What's wrong? Not even really knowing what's wrong. You just depressed. You don't know how to come out of it because you broke it.
That's right.
And I still can hear and see my sister when she came in the house telling us he was gone, knowing that I had been trying to call him all day. And I had literally called her. That's what made her worry. Because I called her, said, hey, you talked to Junior? Like, I've been calling him all day, no answer. She knew she had talked to him the day before, all that evening. And one thing about Junior is sometimes at his worst, he wouldn't tell us that it was his worst. I was the only one that actually lived with him since he first got sick in 2010. And so I saw every day what it could put him through. And at the time, because I was so emotionally broken, I did as much as I could, but I couldn't handle it either. Because my heart and my head weren't right. Then I had to take care of 3 children, 3 different personalities, work a job, make sure we had someplace. It just was a lot. I felt like it was a lot of pressure. And when I came back to Memphis, when I moved back to Memphis, it was just at a really difficult time. But my brother didn't love me no less. He told me that you have your life to live and your children to take care of. That's the one thing he always did see. He always saw things for what they were, not what somebody wanted to portray it to be. He always had faith. I used to get mad at him. Mad like, why you going out of town with no money? Or what you gonna do tomorrow if you doing this today? He was like, I'm just trying to get through the day. We'll worry about tomorrow when it gets here.
Yeah.
Like, and the love that he had, we were all he talked about. Between us and music, that was it. Us, music, and church. Junior it wasn't nothing else. It wasn't nothing else. It was always that. And I just remember feeling like a piece of my heart being thrown on the floor and somebody just stomping all over it. Like, for me, it was just too soon. Something that kind of helped me at his services. One of our childhood friends, she said, he lived 39 years. She said, if you work 39 years on a job, that's a long time. You married for 39 years. That's a long time. Anything else you have done, that's 39 years. It's a long time. So understand that on one side, we may think it wasn't long enough, but that's still a long time for him to be here. And what a lot of people don't know is when Junior passed, it was 10 years to the date, almost 10 years to the time where he was first sick, before they first diagnosed him with kidney failure.
Wow.
So God gave him 10 more years.
Yeah.
I remember us walking in and my dad is saying, son, do you want to live? And my brother said, yes. And God gave him that. And I truly believe that he lived every moment to the fullest, even on his worst days. The in and out of the hospitals, it was a lot. And to watch him go from Prince, y'all know he's like Prince with that hair. To watch him to go from Prince to seeing him when he was hurting, it was a lot. And I'm happy he's not there anymore with that. It's still sensitive though. Like, I still miss him every day. In the middle of losing him, a lot of people don't know it. Well, a lot of people do know, but I've never really said it out my mouth for people to see. I had gastric sleeve surgery. So Junior died October 6th. I was in the middle of my process. My surgery was scheduled for November 11th. So I had my surgery grieving. On top of the fact that gastric sleeve surgery is no joke. Like, what you go through afterwards, yeah, you may lose weight, but it's a mental game. Every single day, it's an adjustment. The way you get hungry doesn't change. The way you feel doesn't change. You can't eat it. You can't drink it. It's not gonna go like that. So people take for granted the fact that they can sit there and eat their food and drink their drink at the same time. I can't do that. You be sick.
Wow.
All of it. So trying to keep all that together, keep my children together during virtual school. I had a kindergartner, a fourth grader, and an 11th grader. So you try to keep your mind right in the middle of all of that. I have learned the value of self-care. I don't care what's happening. I take some time for myself. I take it for myself. Because if not, my children are not going to have what they need from me.
That's right.
Because I'll be broke down.
That's right.
And this morning, I was cleaning my screen off on my car, and Junior's number is saved in my favorites. It just says brother, simply brother in this picture. And I accidentally called, and I hung it up real quick because it rang. Well, the phone was ringing. I didn't know who I called. And I saw it say brother, so I clicked the end button real quick. And then whoever has his number called right back, and his picture popped up. I didn't know what to think, what to say. I answered the phone, but I lost it. Some days are good. Some days are great. Some days I can hear him in my head just as clear. You just want him here. Yeah. I don't think it'll ever get any easier, but I say out loud so that it becomes for real. Yeah. You just take it one day at a time. And I tell people all the time, and it doesn't have anything to do with death, because you can grieve a relationship. Amen. You can grieve a relationship. You can grieve the loss of a friendship. You can grieve the loss of a job, a pet. When the feelings hit you, don't try to block them and hide them. Let them go on and run through you and pass, because you still got stuff to do. You just can't let it take you down to where you can't function. Yeah. And that's what it's taught me. Again, I think these past 9 months alone, I had to graduate. Yeah. Quickly. I had to graduate real fast. And it's just, I don't have a circle. It's a small group of people that I'm around all the time. But I will say the ones that are around me have been very encouraging, and they pour into me the support that I need in the way that I need it. Sometimes it's not about me talking about it. Sometimes it's about them participating in one of my crazy ass ideas. Because usually I'm the one that's always got us on an adventure. It's them damn novels, I'm telling you.
Okay. So, Karen, where do you see yourself this time next year?
This time next year, I'm be ready to get on the surgeon's table to get my stomach cut off and my arms fixed. The look on your face is hilarious. I'm sorry, you mean
because that is not without getting your stomach cut off, and you're serious.
They gotta go. No. A year from now, I still want to be working at Happy Belly. I still want it to continue to be growing. This time next year, my baby will be getting ready to go to college. We'll just be getting into another year of us being a family and working towards being successful. A lot of people encourage their kids to go to college, which my parents did that for me, and I turned out to not be the college kid. I encourage my children to figure out and find out who they are. That way, when they finally make a decision, they don't have to worry about being deterred from it, and they can be successful because their heart will really be into it. I see too many ghosts and shells out here not doing something that they really love. And I used to feel bad. People like, are you always out somewhere? Or you always want to be here or there? Well, first of all, 9 times out of 10, that's where I see you at. So clearly you like it too. So why not create that experience? And I monetized it. Why not? If you want to say I'm a vibe, then I'm going to give you one. You're going to enjoy it too. That's what it is. So a year from now, I want to still be pushing. I want to still be working. I still want to make Happy Belly greater. Hopefully a year from now, I have somebody who want to love me enough to act right. But I ain't pushing it.
Right.
whatever act right means. Because it look like now everybody want to be Polly. And they're going to probably get their ass beat messing with me. Now they don't even understand what Polly is. These dudes out here want a damn mama.
Don't have a clue.
No.
Wow.
Not at all.
So last question, Karen. Who do you think you're more like, your mom or your dad?
I have a hard combination of both.
Yeah.
I look like my dad. I give away the store. Like they say about Fred's. Stop giving away the store. I give away the store like my dad. But I'm intelligent like my mom. And sometimes I can be a hard ass like my mom. Like my mom didn't play that. If you remember her at Anyway doing Friendship District.
Yes,
Barrett did not play that, baby. She believed in allowing you to be creative because when I was in kindergarten, baby, I dressed like Denise Huxtable. You know how she used to dress? My dad used to be mad. My mom be like, let her be who she gonna be. And I used to get mad at her for her letting my children going out the house looking like this. She was like, you did it. And she would go back and show me pictures. But yeah, like my mom was a strong woman, extremely strong. Even though my dad was the husband, you knew that. But my mom was just a strong personality in general. And even in relationships, I felt like sometimes there's too much for the people that I've dealt with. But yeah, it's a strong piece of both, and I'm learning the balance.
Yeah,
how to make it work at this point in my life. To be honest, I'm independent because I have to be. But child, please let me be a woman. I just want to be. I don't want to be nobody mama. Sometimes I don't want to be feeling like I have to be the superwoman all the time. Sometimes you just want to be feminine. You want to be soft. You want to feel like a lady in comparison to all the other stuff. So
that's it. Yeah, and that's so interesting, Karen. The last 3 women that I've spoken to, their last comment has been, "I just want to be soft. I just want to be feminine." So that means that a lot of us are out here really, really being hard because we have to be.
We
being
have no choice.
firm.
You have to keep a certain level of guard up. You don't know what people's intentions are.
Yeah.
You know what your intentions are,
Yeah.
but you don't know what the intentions are of the people that you meet.
Yeah.
So you don't know. And to be honest, you can find out in conversation. I talk about everything. I have strong conversations about what you do with your life, like what you do in your career, what you're doing with your money. I talk about sex. I talk about all of that simply because it tells you about the person that you're dealing with.
That's
If
right.
you instantly like, nah, okay, well, you're not for me. Because you're already on the defensive and all we're doing is having a conversation.
Right.
But yeah, sometimes you just want to please take the lead. Please don't walk out in front of me. I'm good. You know, it's a lot of chicks out here who they want to be the boss and they want to walk beside or in front of and want the dude that walk behind them. Well, that's all well and good, but I also think that biblically the way that I was raised still influences my life.
That's right.
And there are certain things that my 41 years of living, I still tie to that because it still works. You know, the times have changed. Reality TV makes it where literally everybody wants to see every living aspect of your life, social media, all of that. But I still believe in certain levels of privacy. Even if I'm a talk, I still believe in it. I still believe in relationships being relationships. I still believe in a man being a man and allowing him to be. If I feel like I'm your mama and I'm nagging you all the time, I'm backing back. I didn't used to do that, but I'm definitely like that now because I know what can happen. That's not it.
That's not it.
That's not it. I just want to be a woman. And whatever that's supposed to be, whatever we make of our relationship. I'm tired of trying to be people allowing other relationships and what they see on TV and on social media influence what it is they really want. Don't be afraid to open your mouth. Eventually, you'll run across somebody who wants the same thing you do and you'll compliment each other. And for me, it's not just about what you do in the relationship. It's how you represent each other when you're apart.
That is so true.
I don't want to be embarrassed and I don't want to embarrass nobody.
That's right. That's right. Oh my God, Karen. Oh my God, it was so great to talk to you. You are a wealth of wisdom. You really are. I mean, hey, life does it to you.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. Life will do that to you. You know, you have to grow up and you have to think about it. I remember one of the sermons one time. I just remember somebody saying, what was important to you at 20 is not going to be important to you at 30. What was important to you at 30 is not going to be important to you at 40. So if people would actually live by that, then it would be completely different. But what I'm not going to change is who I am. What you see is what you get. I don't think I've ever really had a problem with confidence, but the weight loss, it puts some stuff on the front. You be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, look, you killing the game out here now, ma'am. I said, if she put on one more slinky dress, I'm going to find me
That's
a slinky
all
dress.
I got, girl. I've been moving within the past weekend, and I'm literally embarrassed at the amount of clothes that I have bought since I haven't even leveled off yet. I haven't even leveled off yet with the weight loss. And I got so many clothes. I'm ashamed. I ain't even moved all of them into my house yet. That's how many I got. My walk-in closet in my room, it ain't no room for nobody else. And I'm ashamed. I should be ashamed. At the same time, I ain't, because sometimes at that certain size, again, the confidence wasn't going, but it was certain places I couldn't just walk in and buy your shit off the rack.
That's right.
I couldn't just order it offline and know that it was going to fit when it got to me. And now I can do those things. And sometimes I still overthink it and buy a too big of a size and be like, well, let me just try it this way. And then when I get it, girl, let my daughter gas me up all the time. She be the main one gas me like, Mom, oh my God, Mom, period. You know how kids be talking, period.
Nice.
This ain't too much. Like y'all making me ask the questions that I didn't ask before. But now I'll be like, you sure this look okay?
Yeah. And you know what? That's a plus thing to grow up with teenagers. Mm-hmm. They will help you. They will boost you. They will be very brutally honest with you as well.
They will boost you, but they will also keep you current. They will definitely keep you current, baby. They'll be like, oh, we don't say that anymore. Or we don't wear that no more. Or like, Ma, that's for old people. Like, oh, I'm not old. Yeah. But it reminds me about, the stuff like when I was 13 and had my boy girl party, and my mama slid outside dancing with my crush and shit, Your kids, they be on top of it. You know.
Full circle.
Yes.
circle.
I'm
Full
so
circle.
glad you asked me to do this. Like I literally was like, oh my God, like this is my first anything of this nature.
Yeah.
And it's cool. It's
Yeah. I really, really, really felt like your story needs to be heard just from the pictures, just from the hustle that I've seen with your business. And you give me a laugh every day.
Well,
I get
that's
a
what I'm here
laugh
for. Like I
every
have
day.
my personal. I have three Instagram pages. So I'm gonna tell y'all because I don't know who watch me. I'm gonna tell y'all so y'all can look. Happy Bella Chef Karen is my main page. It's my personal page.
Okay.
It's really been private for years, only because my baby daddy was a whore, and I didn't want all his chicks being able to see
Understood.
anything about me.
Understood.
But most recently, because things have changed with my business, I made the page public. But my posts so crazy, I don't be want to run nobody away.
Correct.
But then you have the Happy Belly Experience, which started off as the Happy Belly company. The Happy Belly Experience, which I've started to push for what I do now, because I do a lot of different things. I do meal prep, I do all of that. But then I have a weight loss journey page. Now this page is hilarious. It's no more back titties, Karen's journey. And I started that one maybe in 2018 when I first started working out with Ezel and VAF really, really hard. I just got tired of, I wanted something different. I wanted to be different. I learned different things about myself. And then when I started getting on the path to surgery, I just realized it's a lane for it. Now, I don't post that one as much. I thought about maybe that's where I should post the funny stuff. But to be honest, I've always felt like if you want to do business with me, you're going to do business with me.
That's
no
correct.
matter what I post.
That's correct.
So my branding manager, she may be looking at this, and if she is, she probably gonna be mad because she told me to like make my page private again, so nobody would be influenced by the crazy stuff that I post. But most of the time, that's how I get attention. Mm-hmm. That's how people even pay attention to the food. So to me, I had to learn the game with social media. The ones who are the more outspoken are the ones who get the business.
Yeah.
And I'm working on it. I'm trying to find the balance. It's a couple of things happening that I'm coming up on. If any of y'all go to Wine on the River, I am one of the food vendors this year. Nice. So actually my first time participating, period. I never even go. So I'll be out there cooking, come and get some food. I got a couple of other things up my sleeve that everybody will see soon. I'm just excited. I'm excited about life. I'm excited about how I feel. I'm excited about physically how I feel with the weight loss. I can handle it. But that was another thing I asked God for. I was like, I need to be able to handle my own business. Like it would take off and I would self-sabotage. Because I would get in my own head, or physically I'd be so tired I couldn't do it. I don't feel that way anymore. I can do 3 events in 3 days, back to back to back. And by the 4th day, I'm still okay. So I know it's working. Yeah. So if you wanna say I took the short way out or the easy way out, well, F you. But I'm gonna keep on doing what I'm doing and feeling the way I'm feeling, because the only person who feet who gotta hit the floor when I wake up in the morning is mine. That's and right. I feel the same way about you in your life. Whatever your path is, walk your path.
That's right. That's yes. Right. Oh my God. So if someone is interested in trying to hit you up, which page or which
any of them, you can go to Happy Belly Chef Karen on Instagram. Okay. You can go to the Happy Belly Experience. You can go to No More Back Titties, Karen's Journey. You can also visit my site. If it's about food, you can go to the Happy Belly, not the, but happybellyexperience.com. Okay. You literally can book. Like if you're wanting to book and look at and see what we have, my calendar is out there for you to see if your date's even available, so you can figure out if you want to waste your time or not, or if you want to take the time. I customize everything for you. The way we're talking right now is how I talk to my clients. Like, I don't want you to come in and put an idea in your head that somebody else tells you this is what it has to be. No, you tell me what you want, and I'm going to elevate that. That's what I want to do.
Okay. All right. So family, listen, let's support our sister. She's doing amazing things. She has great, not just pictures of herself, but amazing pictures of the food.
And it's mine. They my pictures.
The seafood is ridiculous. Help us. So let's support our girl. Let's get her up.
Soon. I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna send you an invite.
Please. Thank you, Karen. You hold
Thank you
right
for
there because we
having
got some
me.
stuff to talk about off
Yes,
camera.
yes.
We'll be back. Oh my God. That was amazing to me. It feels so good, guys, to talk to people that I grew up with, to know that, life is the process. Life is the journey. And when you get to a point where you see that you're not the only one that have shed some tears and have scuffed their knees and had some heartaches, but you still come out on top, especially, I'm just being biased because I am a woman, especially when it's a woman. We go through a lot, we endure a lot, we take in a lot on a regular basis. And such as Karen said, we're always having to be hard. We're always having to be firm. We always have to disconnect from what we truly feel to what is supposed to be understood. And in the reality of it is, we all just want to be ourselves. Our brothers want to be brothers and treated like brothers. And we are women and we want to be treated like women, soft, feminine, but respected as individuals, productive individuals in our community and in our lives. So thank you so much, Karen, for sharing your wonderful story and your nuggets of wisdom. I just want to thank everyone who joined us, all my new people. Thank you so much for checking me out. I hope to see you again soon. Peace, love, and it all comes with a certain level of understanding. She gave us one more thing about knowing your path and sticking to your path. But you got to understand your path is not my path. So take some time out, guys. Figure out what your path is and go hard in the paint for you. Thank you so much. I've been Unapologetically Angela. Have a wonderful week.